All right, welcome to the COVER1 post-game show. I'm your host, Matt Trammell. Of course, with me is the other Matt. Welcome to the Matt and Matt show. Who needs Mike and Mike when you got Matt and Matt? Mr. Matt Couture. Matt, how's this week been, man? Haven't seen you yet.
Man, it's been good, dude. Yeah, I like it. Matt, the Matt Squared show, we're going to call it. Or Matt and Matt in the evening, we'll call it.
There you go. Okay, well, we're going to get into some of the action real quick. Of course, you were at Wall. Things turned out pretty well there. Don't go fully into it, but just give me 1 second.
Yeah, it was a beatdown. Man, it was a cool, crisp night. The stage was set for a first-round playoff game, a 3A playoff game, and Wall handed it to them, man. They went off, and we'll get into some more detail on how that happened, but it was something.
Of course, we also got we're going to have hear from the head coach of the TLCA Eagles after a really successful season, and a little bit also from that Erie and County game that ended so crazily. Before we get into everything, of course, Jim Bass is a sponsor of this, so with that, let's go to a quick message from those guys.
If you're looking for a spacious SUV, this is probably a top pick. The rear spoiler and the roof rack just add to give it a sportier and more polished look. Oh, did I mention we discounted it $6,000 off MSRP?
Get a new 24 Nissan Murano Platinum and get $6,000 off MSRP. Jim Bass Nissan, Houston Hart at Arden Road, or 24/7 at bassbunch.com.
Don't you just love it?
All right, we're going to go down to the Wall game first, Wall versus Tornillo. Matt, I'm going to kick it to you. Kind of explain how this one went down. It shouldn't be that hard, really.
Yeah, I mean, there's not a lot of detail involved here, but I'll tell you what. I got to the game and took a look at the Wall sideline. This is the first time I've actually seen Wall in action this year for myself. And those boys are big. Those boys are every bit as big as Central's team, if not bigger. And they're fast. And so immediately, they kicked the ball off. I think Tornillo had the ball first. Was immediate 3 and out. They punted it. Wall gets the ball in first play right out the gates. I think it was they ran their signature option. Touchdown right out the gates, and then for the rest of the game, this was basically how it went down. Every time Wall touched the football, early in drives, I mean, I'm talking first or second down, they were scoring. I mean, pounding.
And we saw in that first half that they didn't even need the ball to score. I mean, 2 pick sixes in the first half, pretty crazy out there for that one.
Exactly, yeah, 2 pick sixes. I mean, there just wasn't much Tornillo could do. I mean, they at one point, I mean, it's sad to say, but they kind of knew they were beat and there was nothing they could do. They tried running it up the middle. They tried to beat them to the outside. They tried to throw the ball. Everything they tried to do was shot down. I mean, they were just up against a much more superior football team. So it was just an absolute pulverizing.
Okay, well, going to be moving on to the next round. Let's go down to the field where Matt was with head coach Houston Guy after the game. Let's hear what he's talking about.
So I just wanted to ask you, how did you feel about the way your team played today?
I thought they played really good. Coming in the game, there's going to be some challenges to keep the score, to make sure it didn't get out of hand. And so I thought our kids did a really good job of making sure that they didn't
And so, how do you feel about moving forward to the next round? What are y'all's game plan for that and everything?
We came out healthy. That was the main thing right now. So, going forward, we'll still get ready for either Childress or Abernathy.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time, and good luck to you, Coach.
Right, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay, and of course, our Wall highlights tonight are brought to you by Angelo Bolt. Since 1994, Angelo Bolt Industrial Supply has served the Concho Valley for 29 years and counting. Angelo Bolt's the go-to place for fasteners, power tools, air compressors, safety equipment, and everything in between. Chances are Angelo Bolt will always have what you need when you need it. In the rare chance they don't have that odd fastener or special part you're looking for, they'll find it fast. No request is too big or too small at Angelo Bolt, 808 Warehouse Road, where customer service is their top priority. Thank you, Angelo Bolt, for bringing our highlights from this Wall Tornillo matchup. Going to move on to the next game. Going to go to TLCA versus Crane. The TLCA Eagles got to the playoffs, snuck into that 4th seed there, had the most wins out of any team in San Angelo. So there's plenty of good things to talk about. Matt, what was some of the things that that kind of shown good light to you in this season?
Yeah, that's an interesting point. TLCA, I mean, they're a newer program. They haven't had a whole lot of time to really establish a solid foundation and a solid program. But give them credit, man. They went out and had a great season, made the playoffs. We're up against a really good Crane football team. They held their own, but I'm impressed with them. I look forward to seeing them grow a program and to see some good athletes come out of there in the future, for sure.
Definitely 2 years in a row that they've made the playoffs now for TLCA, so only good things to come. And I know head coach Chris Masters really hits on this. He's down there with Ryan Chadwick, so let's hear what Coach Masters has to say, even though they did lose on the successful season.
I'm here with Jonah Masters, head coach of the TLCA Eagles. Coach, obviously not the end result we wanted tonight, but what of a heck of a season dealing with adversity. Just give me your thoughts overall on the season and talk about the guys for a little bit.
I'm very thankful and proud of them. They gave me and the staff a massive opportunity to show that there's something there. There's something TLCA has to work for. And that senior group is that main group that was pushing it. You got 15 to 20 seniors on the team, and they're all just pushing each other, getting excited. We got some of the basketball dudes in, which, brought a smile to my face. And their energy and constant just wanting to have fun, enjoy little things. Even, I remember we were doing punishment after the Ingram game, and on Monday, we were doing wall sits, and the kids are just singing Neon Moon, loud as all get out, having fun, enjoying it. Even though it's a punishment, they made it fun. And then we turn around and do a great job against 10. And it's like, okay. Like, it worked. They made it work. So I love them, and I really appreciate all they've done. So.
Coach, having a guy like Lane Honey under center is always a blessing. Obviously, it's going to be hard losing him on the offensive side of the ball. Same with Jaden Villanueva after this year. Just talk about your senior skill position players for a minute.
Oh, man. So we lose Colin, we lose Jaden, we lose Lewis, we lose Preston, Seto, Tavy, Lane, Stone. I mean, you're talking about a massive group, that bunch of really good athletes. Not just really good. To us, they're freak athletes. And they just made things work. Like, Tavy doesn't play a wide receiver. Tavy plays running back. And Tavy made it work when we needed it the most. He was like, let me just run a route. I'll go catch it. All right? And they just have that will-do power. Lewis Cassie has never played football before. Went out and had a 110-yard game against multiple teams and just performed. And just made it work, learned, was coachable, did what we asked him to do. And you can't ask for anything more from a senior who's 18, never played football a day in his life. But losing Lane Honey's definitely going to hurt. I've been able to see him since he was a sophomore, since he was on JV, be around him when I first started as a volunteer. And he's grown into not just a great quarterback, but a great kid to be around and have as a leader on a team. So.
All right, Coach, last question here for me. Of course, these guys on the team have overcome adversity all season. I know they've learned a lot, but what has this young group of guys taught you as a coach this season?
Discipline. Discipline is one of the biggest things. If you're not disciplined, it's tough to win these tough-knit games against teams that are consistent and disciplined. And something that I've learned is that the two main things about being a man is that you are disciplined and consistent. Also, I mean, I follow God, but those two main things create success. So we're just going to start that. That'll be our foundation building blocks for the next year and the next year after that. So, yes, sir.
All right, Coach. Well, we all look forward to see what TLCA can do in the future. Again, not exactly the result we wanted tonight, but an incredibly successful season, and congratulations on that. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, congratulations to TLCA on a good season. Let's take it to Ryan Chadwick on the field and see what he has to say.
All right, well, it's over here in Roscoe where Crane has defeated the TLCA Eagles 56-0. Honestly, TLCA had bursts on offense in the second half, but they could never really get it together. Frustrations mounted on defense, and that was pretty evident towards the end of the game. Penalties started piling up and whatnot, and if anything, it just goes to show how passionate this group of young men were about this season and how disappointing this loss is. Spoke to Coach Masters after the game, and he was nothing but complimentary towards this team. Of course, with the adversity that they have faced this year, it was an incredible ride. But yeah, in this one, TLCA falls 56-0, and their 2023 season is in the books. Now they are on to basketball. Back to y'all.
Well, that's not actually a bad thing because, as we know, TLCA is really, really good at basketball. So excited to see what they're going to be doing this year. Of course, all our TLCA highlights tonight are brought to you by Intertel. Intertel is a proud sponsor of COVER1 football. Intertel has been providing cutting-edge but proven technology for homes and businesses in the Concho Valley. Just like the game of football, a good defense is important to winning. Need a security system or camera? Get a free quote today by visiting Intertel.com or by calling 325-658-8375. Of course, the final score there was 49-0. Moving into our next game, it was a shootout down there in Robert Lee versus Erie County in May. Man, what a good one there it was, Matt. Final score 90-72. I know you're not a big six-man game. When I told you that score, you were like, wow, that's a game right there.
Yeah, that's pretty wild. Man, I'm starting to get into six-man football. It's wild and crazy. That's a big score. But I called that when I thought May would end up winning that football game. So yeah, I'm looking forward to getting more into that and seeing what they do next week. So yeah.
Of course, sad for our Erie County fans out there. Hornets come up short, but y'all had a really big run last year. Had a team that was maybe in a rebuild year, so big hopes for what's going to happen next year. Let's go down to the field there. James Bellini is down on the field to kind of wrap this thing up. James, what'd you see?
Hey everybody, James Bellini here in Robert Lee, where the May Tigers have beat the Erie County Hornets 92-70. You probably pick 5-6 plays out that if they went different, Erie County probably comes out on top. But at the end of the day, didn't have enough time to get it done. Penalties were an issue, and yeah, that's about it.
Do this ad.
All right, of course, final there, I believe it was 90-72. Huge win by May, but unfortunately that's going to end the season for the Erie County Hornets. Of course, all of our coverage for this game was brought to you by Hartman Roofing. If you want to stay in the game, don't get beat over the top at Hartman Roofing. The proof is in the roof. From residential houses to commercial buildings, Hartman Roofing is the roofer you can trust to do it right the first time. To get a quote today, call Hartman at 325-653-2888.
Also brought to you by Texas Bank. The COVER1 scoreboard is brought to you by Texas Bank, locally owned and governed. Texas Bank is a proud sponsor of COVER1 athletics. Just like the guys on the field, Texas Bank wants to show you what it means to be a team. From checking to savings to personal loans to commercial loans, Texas Bank is here for San Angeloans with 3 convenient locations. So when thinking where to bank, use the local guys at Texas Bank.
All right, let's go ahead and get into some scores. Matt, chime in if you hear any of these that you think are interesting. Going to start Friendship, El Paso, Eastwood. 73-52. Looks like Friendship's going to take that one. Erie County May, we showed you a little bit of this earlier. 92-70. May ends up taking that one. Odessa Compass Academy and Early, 54-13. Early. El Paso Pebble Hills and Permian. Odessa Permian takes a win, 26-13. I'm pretty sure that all the Little Southwest Conference won tonight. So, man, if only Central would have grabbed one of those spots, maybe we could have been seeing a playoff win. TLCA San Angelo and Crane, we showed you this one, 56-0. Crane wins. Brady Alpine, 29-23. The Bulldogs, man, that was a close one there. What do you think about that, Matt?
Yeah, that was a good game. Didn't that one go to overtime?
No, pretty close, though. 29-23 Alpine. Cisco, Ozona, 21-14 Cisco. That's another Concho Valley team that loses tonight. Ozona. Midland High, El Paso Americas, 31-21 Midland High. Wall Tornillo, you were at this one. Just say it one more time how bad this thing was.
It was an absolute stomping. I predicted this. I think I said 66-7. I said 7 because I thought they'd throw in their fourth string.
That's
and
disrespectful to the Wall defense. Nah. Midland Legacy, El Paso Montwood, 64-19 Midland Legacy. Mason Enthrall, 28-7. Mason remains undefeated moving into the second round.
Yeah.
Be looking for them to be on Cover 1 a lot more because those are one of our only teams hanging on.
That'll be fun to watch, yeah.
Anthony and Hawley, 63-18 Hawley. Anson Sonora last night. Sonora barely hangs on, 29-27. I'm not going to lie, I didn't see this one coming. Albany and El Dorado, 60-0 Albany. Sterling City Miles, 48-0 Miles last night picked up that win. Of course, to see more of these scores, go to sanangelolive.com/scores. All right, get into some final thoughts. Matt, we'll start with you. Final thought.
Final thought, let's go Wall. Want to see a championship. Like I keep saying, Coach Guy, he's got that look in his eye. He wants a championship, and he's coming for it. And I called it, Crane. They edged it out. And just for those fans out there, I got to do the bird one more time. The Crane birds, baby. And that's it for me.
There you go. Okay. Well, my final thought, we got 4 teams remaining. We have Sonora, we have Miles, we have Wall, and we have Mason. So those 4 teams are the only ones here in the Concho Valley hanging around after the bi-district round. So we'll let you know kind of all of how the playoffs are shaping up for next week, tell you who they're going to be playing. So be a lookout on that on sanangelolive.com/sports. Of course, this is the Cover 1 post-game show. So go back and watch the pregame show and the halftime show to get everything. And if you're looking for highlights, make sure you check out the write-ups on San Angelo Live right after this. You can see the full highlights from all the games we are at this week. For everybody here at the team, I'm Matt Trammell for Matt Couture over there. And for all of our stringers out there, James Bellini, Ryan Chadwick, Ernesto Rodriguez, Scott Manchak, our scorekeepers, Joe Hyde, Judy Hyde, and Yantis Green. And for all you guys and all of our advertisers, thank you for watching, and we will see you guys next week.